preface this with I am not an expert by any means. I've just been doing this for a couple of years now with Glenn, and I have tried tons of different things, and I think I finally have something that works pretty well for myself, and I'm hoping that I can transfer some of that knowledge over to you guys. For the first year and a half, I struggled big time with Success Club and hitting goals. But as soon as I implemented this, what I'm doing now with adding friends, and I'm going to go over that tonight, my business just kind of took off back in November. Haven't missed Success Club yet. And I actually have too many people to follow up with, which is a great problem to have. So tonight, I just want to talk a little bit about Facebook. And this is something that Chelsea and I have been doing for about a month now. It's not the total answer to everything you want to do on Facebook, but there's a few components in here you might want to give a try. So the first part I want to talk about is, obviously, you guys, if you don't know it already, Facebook's the #1 place you want to be connecting with people, unless you have your own blog. This is the #1 place you want to get people to. And the idea is you want to get a ton of followers, a ton of friends. It's a numbers game. So the more you got it muted. I got some feedback from somewhere pretty loud.
Yeah. Can everyone mute their line?
How do you do that?
There's a little microphone. I can't see the screen, Glenn. What's it look like?
Ours is at the bottom left.
Yeah, it'll just be look like a little microphone. All right. Think we're good. All right, so again, Facebook. Better. So obviously, it's a numbers game. Unless you're really good with face-to-face meeting guys, and you can get out of the house and you're seeing people all over the place. A lot of your business is going to be built on social media. So before I get into the training of it. Before I get into the training part of it, I wanted to tell you guys this is a long process. It's a long process, and you got to be patient. Still getting that too?
Yeah. I'm trying to mute some phones here.
Okay.
I don't know how to mute.
I don't know where it's coming from. We're good now. Try it again. But it is a long process, and I just want to give you a quick example on that. I don't know how many of you guys have looked at my page, but if you go back a couple of years, 2012, the end of 2012, I've been a coach for about a year. If you go back and just start looking at some of my posts, it was really inconsistent, probably daily, but inconsistent. But if you look at some of the likes, 7 likes and 4 comments, 6 likes, 6 likes, everything was 6 or 7 likes. There's a 14, but it's, a rare one. But if you just fast forward to 2 years, and based on what I've learned, and you go look at what I'm doing now, just give you an example here. So just tonight alone, I put a post up about an hour ago. You can see it's just a poll question, a simple poll question to get people in going. If you just look at that, I already had a ton of comments. I haven't really put much effort into it. I'll go back and comment a few more things. When you do stuff like this, even though it has nothing to do pertaining to Beachbody, it will raise your visibility with Facebook. Most of you guys probably know that when you post on Facebook, very few of your friends actually see your post, unless you have a high Facebook affinity, which is just a score that Facebook determines based on how many likes, comments, or shares you get. And you can build that by consistently posting and posting good content. So if you just scroll through 2 years later, I'm getting shares, I'm getting tons of likes. A post from this morning, almost 20 likes, 2 shares, some comments, 23 comments, 1 share. Shares are really big. So what I would say is it's a long process, and you definitely have to be patient. So just remember that, and don't think that in 2 weeks from now, if you do these things I ask you to do tonight to try out here, you're not gonna have 30, 40 likes in 2 weeks. Realistically, it's gonna take some time. So this is what I wanted to talk about. Chelsea and I have been going to like pages on Facebook. So for instance, right here, Women's Health, they have 3.6 million followers. So we go to a like page like this right here, and I'll scan through some of the articles. and I'll read a few of the articles. Generally, I don't read a lot of them, but one example right here would be this article. You guys can all see that again, Glenn?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So get your sweat and torch on. It basically is just 5 exercises you should be doing way more of. Honestly, some of them I don't read, some of them I do. A lot of them I can just read the summary. But what I'll do is what I'm doing right here. I'll put good read, and the more I put about the article, the better. But I'll put good read, and then I'll put my wife and I run a free health and motivation group on Facebook. We post recipes, motivational content, share about our workouts, how we ate, and build some great relationships. Shoot me a message or friend request for more details. There's nothing I'm selling there. I'm just simply sending people to my free health and motivation group, which we have set up. That being said, most of the people who see this come to me, and my response will usually be something along the lines of they'll shoot me a friend request. I'll accept that friend request, and then I'll simply say, "Hi, so-and-so. Thanks for the ad. It's nice to meet you." It's simple and to the point, and generally they will respond pretty quickly, usually within a day, and they start asking me questions about the motivational group, which is perfect because it leads me into the next question, which is, so let's say Debbie is the one who sent me a friend request. I can say, "Hey, Deb, thanks for the friend request. It's nice to meet you." Debbie's going to come back to me and say, "Hey, I want to hear more about your motivational group." I simply send her a message back saying, "Hey, Debbie, I will definitely send you some more info on the 21-day program I posted about. But first, let me ask you, what kind of health and fitness goals are you looking to achieve?" So really, you're going to step 2. You posted on women's health. Somebody sent you a friend request, and they basically this is the invite. Really, you're not sending a specific invite to somebody. They're coming to you, and then after that, you're simply going into step 2. What are you looking to achieve? Yeah, I'll give you more info on our group, or yeah, I'll give you more info on our program. So what are you looking to achieve? And then from there on out, you run through the 5-step process. And I want to give you a few examples of that. Let me see if I can find it here. Let's see here. I have a ton of messages. So let me see if I can find a good one. And all of these people you see in my messages here, these are all people I've had added from that, from doing this. Let's see here. I had one I wanted to use, and let's see if I can find it. Okay, so this Vanessa found me on one of these pages. Here's what I said. "Thanks for the ad, Vanessa." I've added to that since I started doing this. This is back on May 4th. I'll say, "Thanks for the ad, Vanessa. It's great to meet you." She said, "No need to thank me." Great, I'll send you some more information. This was a 21-day fixed program post that I posted about. I was talking about, but first let me ask, what kind of health and fitness goals would you like to achieve? She responds here, "Well, reality is I'm a big girl. I do try to go to the gym, but I feel so unmotivated, or if we're keeping it real, lazy, and I don't want to overdo it as far as eating, but I definitely don't eat right." So she's giving me a pretty decent why. And then most of you guys know the 5-step process. Deb on the call, I know you're new to this, and we've talked about this a little bit. I simply responded, "Yeah, I've been there. I know this program can help you because the focus is heavy on portion control and nutrition. The workouts are from home and 30 minutes a day with an awesome trainer. If you follow what we teach you, you will get results." I followed back up because I did send her a video link probably about a day to 48 hours later. You don't want to be all over them. She said, "I'm going to check it out. I have no idea what this is." After somebody's interview, checked out the preview, seems very effective, great results shown. I sent her a few other things. And then I followed up again a few days later. "So what did you think about the info I sent you? Seems like a really great program. When I have the money, I would definitely like to try it out. But for now, I'd like to spread the word about it for you." And I just simply come back and say, "Great." What I did here is I told her about the coach discount essentially and said, "Hey, if you really want to do this, we can help you find 3 or 4 people, I'm sure, and we can sign you up. You'll cover all your costs, and you can do this program." Very rarely does anybody come back to me and say, "Yeah, let's do that." But I feel it's probably a smart move to offer it. And this is just a great example of 2 years ago, guys, and Joe, we've talked about this. 2 years ago, I went through this and been so dejected by the end because I thought for sure she was going to sign up. What I realize now is if you consistently add new friends and lots of them, it's a numbers game. And guess what? Vanessa is now following me, and 6 months from now, she may decide, "You know what? I really want to do this. I've seen some testimonials. I've seen people he's coaching do this. I trust him. I'm in." So again, Joe, all those people you're talking to that are giving you no's or not right now, these people probably are eventually going to commit to something. So don't lose hope there. As far as these sites, I mean, women's health, men's health, I mean, you can type in anything, women's health and fitness, 802,000 people, 1.4 million people. In my notes, I just said, keep it classy. If you're going to go do this, you're not going to want to be a spam artist. You're not in there trying to sell something. You're simply just trying to give people, hey, we got a great place to come and share. And we truly do. If any of you guys have free motivation groups, or if you don't, I would recommend put one together, a little private page, and just go in there. And anyone who was in a challenge group that completed a challenge, after they finish their challenge, if they decide not to go on to another challenge, I would roll them into your free motivation group. And then these new people from these sites here you're adding, my one caveat here would be I would send them a free player membership and make sure they fill that out before you add them to your free fitness group. That's just my perspective, or my feelings on how you should do this. I've heard that a lot. Glenn, have you heard that before?
I have, yes. And in fact, it makes it, using the automatic CEO has really made that, a practice that I'm going to start doing a lot more of. So it's automatically doing it for me now. No pun intended there.
Yeah. So that would be the only thing I would ask of people. And we've done that and we're sticking to it. And unfortunately, we probably had 10 or 15 people between the two of us in the last 3 weeks that have said, once we got to that, send them the link. They just decided not to fill it out because they get nervous or intimidated. So Chelsea and I are working on better ways to word that whole conversation and make them feel more at ease. Because a lot of these people, none of these people really know us. So it's kind of, at that point, they're like, oh boy, what are these people selling? So again, this is all new to us, but I've been doing this for about a month now. And every morning I wake up. Now, there's two parts to this call. This is the Facebook part. There's also an Instagram and Twitter part. So I can't attribute all my new friend requests to what I'm doing here, but I think 50% of them would be accurate. Every morning I wake up and Chelsea wakes up. How many would you say you have a morning, Chelsea, on average? If you go on to, Chelsea goes and does 3 or 4 posts on women's health and a few different sites one night. The next morning, what would you say?
8.
She said up to 8. She'll have 8 new friend requests the next morning, which I would agree with. Let me see. If you look at all my friend requests, let's see here. These are all, I have 52 friend requests right now I have not responded to. You guys, I don't know about you, but to me, that's amazing because I struggled for so long adding a person here or there. Here's what I'll say about these 52. A lot of these are people from Kenya or Turkey or Nigeria. Some of them are other distributors. These people are all the people I'm a little skeptical on, so I haven't accepted their friend request, but more than likely I will. Glenn, well, I mean, while you're on the phone with us, I don't know what's going on as far as Beachbody and evolving and moving into other countries, but I'm sure over time, over the next few years, we're going to see a lot more countries picked up, wouldn't you think?
I would think, and I would think Europe would probably be one of the closer ones to be. I have no idea. That's my assumption based on what I've seen. So that being the case, I told Chelsea this is all new to us guys. So if we get off this call and you have an idea, message me, but you have a 5,000 person limit on Facebook. So I'm not going to go fill up all 5,000 people in the next 12 months with people who live in Africa. I mean, no offense, but one thing you may want to do is just, you could maybe respond to them and just tell them that you're nearing your friend limit and could you please follow me?
Exactly. And most of them do. And that's kind of cool too. I wanted to show you guys that real quick. So here's 52 people that I need to go respond to. But every morning, if you do what we just, I'll do men's health. Again, you just type it in and you go to the actual like pages. You don't want to go to somebody's personal like page, some celebrity that has 1 million, because that's their own property. But these men's health, men's fitness, you're not selling anything. So if you do that, and if just for instance here, if you go look at me and my friends here, I have recently added 86 people. I can tell you right now, every one of these 86 people is from doing this or Twitter or Instagram. I don't know one of these people. I didn't go to high school with them. I don't know any of them. Most of these are in the USA or in Canada. And I would say out of this 86, 50 to 60, I've already started conversations with. And if you look right here, here's the cool part too. A month ago, I think I had about 13 followers. right now I have 100 followers. So Glenn, like you just said, all of these people are actually following me too. A lot of them aren't even friend requesting. They're just going and following me. She right here, she was in my friend list that we just saw that I had not confirmed yet. So I guess I'm assuming you guys can see the value of this right now, just sitting here. In my notes, one thing I wanted to tell you, if you do this, for me, it was really exciting to wake up and start having 8 or 10 friend requests every morning and these great conversations. And as I scroll through my messages here, I mean, look at all these messages I have to respond to. This is great, but you might want to take your time, because right now, tonight, when I get off the phone, if I want to be diligent and efficient here, I have probably 15 or 20 messages I need to go respond to that are waiting for a response from me. So it's great. It's awesome. It can be huge for your business, but you also need to be, aware that you don't want to get a question and not respond for 4 days. It just doesn't look professional. So
well, you've been reaching Success Club usually in the first week.
Yeah. And like Chelsea just said, in the same sense though, I just reached Success Club like 4 days into May. I didn't officially reach it until today, but I had it wrapped up 4 days into May. It's from this. I haven't sold one thing to anyone that I know like I used to. This is all new people. A lot of those points are from people I was talking to a month or two ago and just took their time. But let me just go through my notes here, guys, while I'm talking to you.
No, this is some really good information. I appreciate you sharing this with us.
Yeah, and this is just one small aspect of what we're doing. On my notes here, I'm just going to start going through my notes. So like I said, when you do that, keep it classy. Don't look spammy, and don't go do 20 post on women's health today, because people are going to be reading through it and see your post and your post and your post and your post, and they're going to get tired of that. And I'm sure you guys can figure out different ways to word these conversations. This is just what I've been doing. One little tip, something that really got me messed up in the beginning of all this, probably 6 months ago, was I started friend requesting tons of people, just trying to add followers on Facebook. Mm-hmm. And if they had mutual friends with me, 10 or more, I was just hitting friend request. And when I did that, every single month I would get a ban on Facebook. I couldn't message or friend request anybody that I wasn't friends with. It starts with a 14-day ban a few times, and then it goes to 30-day bans, and it's never permanently happened, but I'm sure they could. If you're going to friend request people that you don't know real well, but you do have friends in common, I would make sure you have 20 or more friends in common, and I would be real careful about it, because the bans are really tough. It makes it really tough to do this job. Let's see here. Something I want to spend a few minutes on is, probably a lot of you want to ask, probably, how did you go from 6 or 7 likes to 20, 30, 40, 50 likes, and all this interaction? What I've done is something that you may have to spend some time on, and we're not going to be able to talk about it and just wrap it all up in one call tonight, but I use Hootsuite, and a lot of you guys have probably heard about it. Glenn, I'm sure you've heard it. Like a lot of people are saying now, the scheduled posts might not be as effective as they used to. I'm doing 3 a day of scheduled posts, and I'm getting a ton of interaction. So I don't know if that's necessarily true or not. But I do try to pepper in 2 live posts a day. So my advice, gang, would be shoot for 3 to 5 posts a day. I know it sounds like a lot, but I will not spend much time on Hootsuite here. But if you guys want to talk about it ever, call me or Glenn. I go in and you can schedule. You can see right here, you can go ahead and schedule whatever you want to schedule for as long as you want to schedule it, different times, days, attach pictures. What I do, if you go look at my personal page, every morning I put you can see it right here. Every morning I put a quote. And there's all kinds of sites you can go to find all kinds of great quotes. I'll go put a quote that is close to my heart, or something that I feel is worthwhile, and it's good content. People wake up and go, oh, wow, that's a great way to start my day, Around lunchtime, 11:30, I will post a picture or maybe another quote or a comment or something. Just people are eating lunch, they're getting on their lunch break, they'll check it out, click like. And then every night at 8 o'clock or 8:15, let's say 90% of the time, I post a poll question, an icebreaker question. If you just Google icebreaker questions, just something fun, something to get interaction, something to get comments and likes. And I've done that for about 6 months now. And now it's to the point where, I don't know, if you guys watch my feed, every other day it's probably up to 20 to 30 to 40 likes or comments. And some days it's not. And then I would say maybe 2 or 3 times a week, probably 2. I'll actually post something like a testimony right here. I have going up tomorrow, it looks like. And it'll be a picture of 21 Day Fix, a testimony from Lindsay, one of our 21 Day Fixers. And I'll actually put up a post, but I try to keep it very minimal. So that's my simple Hootsuite formula, 3 posts a day.
So Mark, let me ask you something. Do you try to make your Hootsuite post both compatible with Facebook and Twitter and post the same?
I try to, and if it's something that's great content and it's going to go over on Twitter, it's not a big deal. I'll just take the Twitter off of it. You don't even have to do it. It'll do it for you. If you see up here, you can lock in, your different sites. I have our like page, but I'm not posting on it anymore because I'm going to start another one. I also have our Get Fit Now. That is my free health group, so I can go post stuff on here if I want. If you're running a challenge group, guys, you can go on Hootsuite and set up all 21 or 60, 30, however many days, 90 days, P90X. You can go all set it up. Might take you a couple hours to set up a 90-day program. You can go take that Beachbody Challenge guide. But once you do it, guys, you're done. And you can just spend your time every morning answering questions. And Beth, you did this, didn't you, with 21 Day Fix? Or did you post live every day?
No, I use, I don't always post live because I'm not always able to be at my computer,
Yeah. I feel like it adds value for me because I can actually, rather than trying to stress out about getting, I forgot about today's post, it's just there.
Right.
So I use this this formula has been working for me. And then because I was nervous about not posting enough live post, I will put 2 more posts in on average. One may be let's just go, I'll give you a quick example. Yesterday, let's see here. Yesterday I saw this article, and again, I put on my notes controversial or something that gets people, interacting. I put this picture up about this article, and I said, how do you feel about this picture? Or it's horrifying. And some of you may have seen, it's a nurse that that taped a newborn baby's mouth shut to keep him from crying. Again, I'm not trying to cause controversy or anything, but it generated 3 shares. It was an interesting article. And it was truly horrifying. And it has some interaction. So if you see something on Facebook, and we all do, that is worth talking about or may bring up a lot of comments, post it. So that was a live post. And then I will also do, right here, my other live post will be a workout picture. And in my notes, I don't remember where it's at, but guys, try and post something personal once a day if you can. Post a picture of a workout, post a picture. Debbie did an awesome job this morning. I didn't tell you to, Deb, but you did an awesome job. Debbie's my newest coach, and she posted this picture this morning. Yes, I'm equipped for the day. She has her juices and her Shakeology, her hashtag. Simple. She had a share, comments, likes. This is perfect right here. It's a clean, quality picture. So I would try and do that a couple times a day. That's the Hootsuite discussion. Let me see here. Okay, I'm going to spend a couple more minutes here, Glenn. Are you good with that? Everybody good?
No, go ahead. Does anyone have any questions as of right now?
I never heard of Hootsuite.
We'll go over that, Deb. We can take a call on that alone. It's a process to talk about that one.
Okay.
It just automatically schedules stuff for you. It's a pretty neat. It's free and it's a pretty neat.
To go on Facebook?
Yeah. Yep. So Facebook, Twitter, a lot of the social medias you can connect to it. You can even. Yeah, go ahead.
Do you put put pictures on Hootsuite? Because whenever I put pictures, it won't post the full picture. You have to click on it.
Yeah, I do, and it's fine for me. But Chelsea has the same problem, so I'm gonna have to look into that because she's been saying
sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
She said sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. I never had a problem with it.
It used to work for me, and then I noticed the last couple times I used it. Because I use Hootsuite more for my challenge groups, not for my own page.
Okay.
And the pictures would just come up like if I did a picture of a quote, it would only show part of it. And then you'd have to actually click the picture to get the whole thing to show.
Let me check. I don't think that's happened. Let me check. So no, let's see here. My last picture right here is from Hootsuite at lunchtime today.
Oh, yeah.
Message.
That's fine.
Yeah, I don't have that problem, but Chelsea's had some stuff going on off and on with it, she said. So I think with Hootsuite, if you haven't updated it, a lot of these groups over here, if you've changed groups or something, I would check all your settings and everything.
Okay.
Hootsuite's still really intimidating to me. I don't know why, but I'll go in and just check all of my settings sometimes.
And
But-
speaking of settings, on your Facebook settings, guys, make sure that it's marked as public.
Yes.
So you're not friends only, things like that. So if you go to privacy there,
You'll see I'm doing it right now, right? You go to the little lock right here. I would go to see more settings, and then privacy is what it pops up. Is that what you're talking about, Glenn?
it is, yeah. So who can contact me? Everyone,
Yep.
so you can select their public friends accepted. So you want to make it public. You want people to be able to see what you're posting. So if they're intrigued by something, that you posted in another site like Women's Fitness, then they can come to your Facebook page and be able to see more about you and everything like that. So that's a nice, make sure you're, checking that.
That's a huge point for sure.
Yeah. And timeline and tagging, I believe, click on that. It's under the privacy over there in the left column. Who can add things to my timeline? Yeah, I would put friends. But that's where, let's see, I'm sorry, I'm reading below there because I haven't looked at these settings in a little while either. So yeah, that looks good. I mean, you just want to make sure that you're as open as you can be on Facebook.
For sure. Yeah, and if you had that to private, boy, that would be bad.
Right.
All that work for nothing.
Yeah.
One thing I wanted to talk about real quick, Glenn, because you did it last night, is the 21-day fix post. And Deb, you did this too Saturday, and I think you had some pretty decent responses. But
Now go back up, Mark.
Yeah.
Roll back up. See that was from Hootsuite, and that's how the pictures are showing up.
Okay. I'll look into that. That's interesting. I don't mind. Yeah, maybe. Let me look into that. That's interesting. Are they all doing that?
I don't know. Now, see, that one said image uploaded by Glenn Aiken, so I don't know if maybe I don't know. I'll have to check that out more.
Okay. I'll check it out. That's interesting to me. That's annoying. Yeah, that's annoying.
Yeah, it is annoying
Yeah.
because it keeps happening to me.
Because people are lazy. They don't want to click on the link.
Exactly, and then that's a wasted post,
Right.
especially if they're scrolling on their phone because it'll
Right.
take forever.
Right.
I'll check into that. That's interesting. You know what I've found, guys, is that everything I've learned, I mean, obviously through Beachbody coaches, but I Google and YouTube everything. And any time nowadays, because you can pretty much find anything. So if you want an answer to that, you probably can Google it and it'll pop up. But I would definitely check into it because I think Chelsea's having the same problem. So what I wanted to talk about here was this post that Glenn put up last night. I found this. I don't know where I saw this. Maybe it was in Team Sparty. It was in our upline somewhere. Somebody did this or posted it back when we first came out with the 21-day fix. But Glenn simply posted last night, if I could provide you with a 21-day workout, including a simple eating system that helps you with portion control and what you eat, and you could lose 10 pounds plus in 21 days, would you be interested? This post right here, for some weird reason, works extremely well.
Mm-hmm.
I've done it 2 or 3 times. The first time I did it in February, I think I had 25 or 26 responses, and I've never had that kind of interest in a program. Anytime I post about a program or post a picture, it's laughable most of the time. It's like I'm dying. If I have 3 posts, I'm like 3 people liking it. I'm like, yes. So this is awesome. Glenn, did you have any success with this stuff yet, or are you just kind of in the midst of it?
Yeah, I'm in the midst of it. I've got four people in step 4 right now. So I'm just pretty much
Awesome.
I'm giving them today to hear back, and then I'm going to follow up with them in the morning. So
yeah, and then Deb, I'm going through your page now. Debbie did it on Saturday, and she's a brand new coach as of last week. Posted it. She's got 6 or 7, 8 likes here. She's got comments. Not a lot of these people are people who already have coaches, or but Debbie got this Ann here. I know Deb, you said you were going to be talking to, and then there's Monica down here. I mean, a new coach with very few. I don't know how many friends you have, Deb, but it's probably not in the thousands, I'm assuming.
No,
She got 2. Yeah, out of 100 and something friends, she's already got 2 people interested in the 21-day fix. That's huge. And again, Ann and Monica may not be interested for another 3 months after she goes through the 5-step process. But in 3 months they may be ready. And guess what, guys? That's 4 Success Club points 3 months from now. So you always want to be thinking way down the road. And then, like I said in the beginning, I didn't think that way. I just thought, whatever, I'm scratching off my list. You're never going to buy from me. And it was a very cynical attitude, but it was the way I felt. You have those moments. And then, like, if you look at, let's see, now this is strictly just showing you the power of numbers because of all the friends I've added lately. Saturday, I did the same post. And this is by no means to brag at all. It's just simply what I've been doing, and it's working. Let me see where my posts are. Posted it Saturday, which is generally, in my opinion, not the time to say. It was like Saturday at noon or 1. I posted the same post here. I had a share from one of our mutual friends. Or no, I had a share from someone I just added, Glenn. This is hilarious. I had a share from someone I just added from one of those women's health sites. She shared it, and people from her that know her, mutual friends, came and asked me about it, which was crazy. So I reached out to her and said, hey, that's great. Yeah. I had 20, including Glenn, and obviously there's a few Beachbody coaches. And actually, I think, Glenn, you're the only coach in there, it's good that you're doing that for me. But we had 22 women, and I told these women a bunch of comments here. I think I got about 30 responses from this, which was extremely stressful all weekend. And you can read through these. Do you help 55-year-olds? And yes, I do. One thing you guys maybe don't know is when you have threads like this, likes, the comments, and shares are great. If Laura responds here, do you help 55-year-olds? One, it's obviously you could go right to messaging her. I go on here and comment again because the more comments are on here, the longer and the more this will show up in other people's news feeds. The more attention Facebook gives this. Facebook thinks something's going on here. People like this thread. Let's keep it up. So I'll comment here. Then I'll find another reason to comment. But if you look at this is just all in the matter of a few hours on Saturday. And I had to actually come here and say, I put a little disclaimer here. Anyone that likes this, I will send a message to. And then I had to come here and come back to these ladies and say, and this is kind of a good thing I learned from Danny Johnson in this business. I said, okay, I have so many of you. It may take me today and tomorrow to get all these messages out, but I promise by noon tomorrow I have you all messaged. Exciting stuff. This lady right below me says, love the enthusiasm. So you're making yourself look professional because you're saying, hey, this is my job. I'm busy. I've got a lot of stuff going on. I don't have time to sit here and play games. I don't need you to buy from me to keep doing this. This is my job. I'm very professional about it. This is something that I recommend. So it's in the little details like this that I feel you can really build your business. But just that post alone, I think 30 people I had to respond to. And again, I may only sell one challenge pack out of that, but these people are all following me now. They're all new followers who I don't know. And over time, most of these ladies are going to come back to me and say, tell me more again. I've seen some results, your pictures, this is great. So the last thing I will address real quick is this is what the follow-up should look like in this situation, in this 21-day fix situation. This is exactly what I do, and it seems to work pretty well. You guys can tweak it. I've only been doing this for a few months with the 21-day fix, but what I do is I'll go to Laura Hartley here, and I'll send Laura a message that says, hey, Laura, I will definitely send you more info on the 21-day program I posted about. But first, let me ask you, what kind of health and fitness goals are you looking to achieve? I would say get a solid why, and that's imperative. If they say, I want to lose weight or something short, go back and look deeper. I have a really good example of this today. This SM Cantrell here. I sent her my first response from Saturday's message and said, what are your health goals? She came back and said, lose weight, be more fit and active. I said, great, that sounds good. Any specific numbers or goals you're looking to achieve, more than just be fit and active? And she came back and said, I want to lose 75 pounds. That's a pretty big goal, So I went in and said, it's totally doable. That's a great goal, and I know we can help you do that. It's just a matter of doing what's instructed. This is a lot of times what my posts look like. The 21-day program has a heavy focus on portion control and proper nutrition, along with 30-minute workouts. I don't know about you, Beth, but when I talk about the portion control and nutrition, everybody seems to get really excited. The containers get everybody excited. So I tend to focus on that.
Yeah, I do too.
Perfect. And then I will go, Beth and I and Matthew have a group of we had anywhere from 20 to 30 at one point. I don't know where we're at now, Beth, maybe 24, 25, but I will go, and I won't take credit for that, but I'll say we have a group of about 26 ladies. Some just started yesterday, which I think I actually started 3 or 4 yesterday. And a few are starting next week. And some of them are on rounds 2 to 3. This group is really uplifting, and it helps keep you on track too. Then I'll send them in that same message. This is essentially step 3. Do me a favor, check out this quick preview video and let me know what you like most. I don't remember where I learned this, and Glenn, I'm thinking you probably heard the same thing. Always ask them what they like most,
Right.
Rather than, did you like the video? Don't give them any room to be negative. Keep it positive. So, and she came back and said, my biggest problem is money, which you get a lot of. And then let me just finish up my notes here. Let's see. Send them the link and commitments. Okay, so if they come back and they love this, they say, I love it, this is great, I want to do it. You're going to go ahead and send them the link, send them the commitments you're looking for. Everybody's a little different, but honestly, you should have your basic commitments you want from this person when they join your group. And then this is something that I've been doing a lot. And Joe, we talked about this recently. It seems like every time I sell to someone, they've already bought something from Beachbody and they have a coach, even though they have no idea they have a coach. And then it creates this massive stressful headache of, am I going to get credit for the sale? Am I going to get the successful points? How do I get the successful points? What I would do, as soon as you send them this link, the commitments, information and all that, I would also say, do me a favor, send me the email confirmation you get after purchasing this so I can go track the shipping and make sure everything runs smoothly for you. Every single person will hear that and go, okay. And I've got 15 people in the last 3 months that have sent me that email confirmation. Sometimes I don't need it, but most of the time, in all honesty, I do need it. And it's got the confirmation number, their email address. It's got everything I need on it to call Coach Relations and have that commission and customer change to my account. So that's something I would do. Just do it every time. I wouldn't even waste your time not doing that. And my last point here is objections. And you see it right here is my biggest problem is money. Here's my take on objections, and it's changed over the last 2 years. I used to argue, fight, send all kinds of videos. I'd send 15 extra Shakeology videos and almost get to the point where I'd be ready to argue with them about it. That's a waste of time. What I say is something I learned from Danny Johnson, and it's really simple. I say, I don't know about that. All I know is, Shakeology's changed my life. And you've all heard this probably. A lot of you've heard this. So I would tell this SM Cantrell, I've heard that before. I understand that. And I was in the same situation when I bought Shakeology, but guess what? I did it, and here's how it's benefited me. And you give her your success story. Be confident, make it seem like you're, like I suggested before, be confident, make it seem like you're really busy and you don't have time to waste arguing. So don't sit here and beg her for a sale. Most people who give you serious objections probably will not take it serious anyway. And that doesn't mean you forget them. It just means you follow up with them down the road. Maybe they'll be ready at a different time. And then to make sure you ask if you can follow up. So with this SM Cantrell, when she says, Mark, I hear you and I understand that you did it and great, it's really good for you, but I'm just not in a place to do that. I'm going to put her in my automatic CEO or my Evernote, whatever you use, to follow up in a month or two. And maybe in 2 months or 2 years, she's ready. So the very last thing in my notes that I've been doing, guys, is if I have challengers who had great results in a program, Lindsay, Beth, Lindsay, and Deb, Lindsay. Lindsay was one of my challengers in my 21-day fix group and had awesome results. She's probably going to be coaching with us here in the next few weeks, I would say. But what I'll do is go to Lindsay and say, hey, I've got somebody who's really interested in the 21-day fix. I just met them on Facebook. They don't know me. I'm not sure they trust me. Would you be willing to just personal message them if I put us all three in a personal message and just give them a quick testimony? I've done that a few times, and it puts the people at ease, and I think it gives them a little different perspective. Obviously, me being a man and a lot of these programs being geared towards women, that's nice too. So that's something you might want to think about. But that's basically what I've got on Facebook tonight.
All right. Any questions?
Go turn that off. Yeah, there's no time for questions. I talk so much.
Well, I was going to go through some notes. If nobody has questions, I'm planning on ending this call at 10 o'clock, so I don't want to go over our time, but I want to make use of the time that we do have and make sure that it's valuable for you guys. So I watched a webinar that Josh Spencer and I cannot for the life of me right now remember. Hillary Kelly, yes, thank you. Hillary Kelly and Josh Spencer did a webinar for their team, and I wrote down a bunch of information from that. And so if you guys don't mind, if I share this with you, I'm just going to run through some of these tips that they gave on Facebook. Basically, the number one tip was to make your profile public. So we went over that. We showed you guys where to do that. Their second thing was know who you are targeting. So you should have a target audience, whether it's you're a mom that's 28 years old and you just had a baby, or you're a 55-year-old woman who is looking just to improve her health and be able to enjoy her later years, of life. Just kind of target your audience and post things that would be of interest to that target audience that you're looking at. Keep a balance of personal and business posts, but be real, be yourself. If you see something that somebody else posts and you really like it, then feel free to, I think that's it there. We could just watch it together for an hour and 22 minutes if you guys pop some popcorn and but obviously there you can find it on YouTube. But let's see, just make sure your posts are positive, they're inspiring. Now they said make it non-debatable, so if it's on religion or topics that might be sensitive to people, they're saying don't do that.
Well, I think what Mark posted, that was like, it wasn't necessarily controversial. Most everyone would agree that taking a baby, it wasn't like abortion or something.
Right. So that's fine. And I wasn't really referring to that. But if it relates, to your market, make sure that you're going to post that too. Let's see. They talk about the best hours to post between 8 and 9:30 a.m. and then again from 5 to 10 p.m. So they basically said the peak times are 8:30 a.m. and 8:30 p.m. Went over their niche market. Talked about different things in your profile pictures. Make sure it's a picture of you, not you with a group of your friends, because when people go to your Facebook page, then they're not going to know which one of them is you. So if you have a group shot or a group photo, then you might want to change your profile picture to make it just a picture of you. Or like I have a picture of Beth and I. Well, if you don't know by looking at the picture which one is Glenn, then I don't know. Maybe I do have I don't put my names like that, but let's see. They were saying that they do not recommend using the before and after pictures that Beachbody provides for us. They said to use your own or use people that have been in your challenge group because the ones from Beachbody are too salesy. So they feel like if you do the ones, make your own or have your customers who have been in challenge groups create one and utilize those. I can go on and on here, but we're running out of time. So I guess, I would watch that. I thought that was very valuable information that they were talking about, and kind of just gave you the inside as far as, their like pages. Honestly, they're kind of in the air right now as to whether they're